Okay.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's Novedge webinar, ArredoCAD Designer, complete interior design software, VR included. ArredoCAD Designer is the leading 3D interior design software in Italy. It allows you to create any design or architectural solution thanks to the huge libraries of elements. The easy and rapid use and the powerful rendering engine make it an irreplaceable selling tool to provide your customers with a photorealistic preview of the design solutions thought for them. And now you can even export your project in real time, and with Oculus Rift, your customers can walk inside the project in virtual reality mode. This is Marco. Marco is one of the members of Dinamica, the software house that produces ArredoCAD Designer. He's an expert in visual communication and photography and has published various essays and articles in the field. He's one of the co-founders of ArredoCAD Academy. And an interesting fact, Marco has a PhD in contemporary art history. Cool. And let me tell you a little bit about Novedge. Novedge is one of the largest online stores for design software, and we offer a huge assortment of software solutions that cater to virtually every designer's need. This is a sample of the page, of the product page where you can find the ArredoCAD. As you can see, we have a promo right now and for the next 2 weeks. So I recommend you check ArredoCAD out. You can download the free trial starting today, right after the broadcast, and check it out, play with it for yourselves, and then you can come back to us and take advantage of the 30% off that we have going for you. How about that? And you can follow Novedge on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Instagram for the latest design news and promotion. And for more webinars, we have a webinar next week on power surfacing for SolidWorks, if you're interested. And I want to remind you that our webcast is going to be recorded and you can watch it over and over again on Vimeo and YouTube. Just search for Novedge. And now, without further delay, I'm going to share Marco's screen. I'm sure you're very excited to see what ArredoCAD is all about. Take it away, Marco.
Okay, thank you very much. And of course, I want to thank all the staff of Novedge for this opportunity, and thank you to be here with us today. So we will spend about 40 minutes together, and I will show you the main features of ArredoCAD, and we will also see how it works. What is ArredoCAD? ArredoCAD is a software, a 3D software dedicated to interiors. Here from the gallery, you can see some rendering that has been made with ArredoCAD, and from these pictures, you can really understand that with ArredoCAD you can create any kind of furniture or architectural solution for your clients. Because inside you find more than 30,000 of 3D and modular elements of kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms, wardrobes, offices, and so on. You can also import 3D elements from SketchUp and 3D Studio Max. And you'll also find the products of very famous Italian brands of complements like Catalan, Molteni, Floss, Bonaldo, and so on. Okay, so with ArredoCAD, you can recreate any kind of model of any company you work with, and you can create any kind of customized solution for your client. So let's give a look to, for example, these pictures. Here you see the same room that has been decorated with 4 completely different styles. This is the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. So just to show you that you can create any kind of design any kind of solution customized on the needs and the requests of your clients. This is important. You can also get any kind of lighting effect. You can show to your client the same space, the same decorated room with daylight or artificial light. For example, you see here you see a sunlight, but you can also insert lamps and lighting in order to get a by night effect, for example. And so on. Here you can see other examples that have been made with a rendering engine that is inside ArredoCAD, and we will see how it works. But the most important thing is that ArredoCAD is most of all a marketing tool. Okay, this is very important because it allows you to promote your activity, to show your skills to new potential clients. You could also create a portfolio of your best renderings and share them on your social pages, on your website, and so you can promote your activity. Inside ArredoCAD, there's a rendering engine that also allows you to create panoramic renders like this. You can also create multiple renderings, one rendering for each room, and then you can let your client work from one room to another one. For example, let's move in the bedroom. This is just a link, so you can send your client the link, and he will be able to move inside the scene from his smartphone or tablet or PC and any kind of device. You can also insert some information, some pop-up. For example, you can insert some picture. For example, here I have inserted a detail of the covering, and you can do this by yourself very easily. Or I don't know, here I have inserted a picture from the catalog of this element that I have inserted in the project. And you can also allow your client to walk through the project in virtual reality through Oculus Rift, because you can export the scene from ArredoCAD to Oculus Rift, and then your client will be able to experience the sensation to walk inside your design and touch the elements. So now, of course, I can just show you a video because we don't have Oculus. So you don't have Oculus, but this is the preview. Here you see the man that is moving inside the design, inside the scene, and then you can also export the scene for the virtual reality. Okay, now let's enter inside ArredoCAD. So this is a project. We will do the same project together in the next minutes, starting from the layout until the final rendering. But now I want to show you that once you have created your project, ArredoCAD becomes a sort of interactive and customized catalog. What I mean that, for example, we have created a white kitchen, but your client would like to see the same kitchen with a different color. Just with few clicks, you can select the kitchen, for example, replace the white color with wood color, for example. I don't know, let's take this one, press OK, OK again. And in a few seconds, I can show the customer, the client, the same kitchen with a different material. I could also change the kind of door, for example, from here. Here I have a very, very wide choice of doors. In this way, I can recreate the model of any company I work with. Here you have a very, very wide choice of modern doors, but also traditional doors like this, for example, and so on. And we constantly update this library of doors. Okay, let's choose, for example, I don't know, this one. Okay, just a double click, press OK, and in a few seconds I can change all the doors of my kitchen to show a different solution to my client. Just a second, I can do the same. Here is my kitchen. I can do the same with the floors. For example, if I want to, now we can move in the living room, and now I want to show my client a different kind of floor. So just a double click on the floor. I enter in the library. I choose another color. For example, I don't know, this one that is gray. Click OK. Press OK again. And in a few seconds, automatically ArredoCAD replace the floor with a different color. Here is it. The same for the sofa. I want to show the client the same sofa but with a different leather. For example, I don't know. Let's choose leather, and let's take another color. I don't know, this one, red. Okay. Press OK, and I can change it in a very few seconds. Okay, let's see how ArredoCAD works. And before proceeding, I want to show you also the video manual that is available from ArredoCAD. Here you find hundreds of tutorials for each. This is divided in chapters. For each chapter, for example, created a plan, you have different arguments. For each argument, you have a tutorial. So it's very easy. ArredoCAD is very easy to use, but you also have these tools to learn by yourself how to use it. Okay, now let's make a new project. So starting from the beginning. Now I click on New Project. I don't save these changes. Here I can insert the name of the customer, delivery date, reference customer, and so on. Press OK. In the next step, I can start to design my layout, my plan, and I can draw it from scratch, or I can use these layouts, these patterns. For example, this one, you have different kind of layouts. Let's take this one. I insert the length of the first wall. Now I'm working in millimeters, but I can also work in inches, of course. So for example, here I have a 6-meter wall. I can change the thickness of my walls, the height, and so on. Let's press OK. Now from here you have all the tools to create round walls, partition walls, and so on. Let's create just a partition wall. So for example, I could have a wall that is 4 meters from the right side. Oh, sorry. I can delete this one very easily. And then let's start from here. For example, 4 meters from the right side. Okay. I can also enter the orthogonal mode and move my wall on the right position, and then I click here to create my partition wall. Okay, now let's insert doors, windows, and floors. So I just have to open the library of 30,000 of 3D elements. Here you find a lot of any kind of door, for example, sliding doors, folding doors, armored doors. Let's insert an armored doors on this wall, for example. I just press with the mouse. I can choose the handle. I can choose the kind of opening, the leaning, central, internal, and the distance from the left or right wall, and so on. Okay, I also have graphic options. Press OK. Let's insert, for example, a sliding door in the partition wall. So I take my sliding door from here. You have any kind of sliding door, external wall, internal wall, wall mounted, ceiling, and so on. Double, single, running rail. Let's take this one, double click. I choose my working wall. I insert my door. I can choose the material, wood, wooden glass, aluminum, and so on. I have different kind of panels. I can choose the handle. I can change the dimensions if I like, and press OK. I can also open the door. So in the 3D window, I will see both the rooms. So let's open the door of, for example, 900 millimeters. Okay, let's insert some window. So, for example, on this wall, I could have here, we have any kind of windows available, windows with different number of doors, French windows for attic, sliding windows, and so on. Let's take it on this one, double click. I can choose the position on the wall. I can also insert automatically the threshold and press OK. Let's just insert another window in the second room. So let's insert another one here. I choose my working wall and I insert it here. I can choose the distance from the floor, for example, 900, the position, the threshold, and so on, and press OK. Now, let's also insert some floor. So I enter in the library of the floors. Here you find more than 50,000 of materials and textures and tiles available. You can also import your file in JPG or BMP. So let's enter in archive. For example, I choose covering or floors. Here you have a very wide choice. Let's take this one, press OK. I can also change the dimension of my tile. I can also apply a tile joint and press OK. The insert of the floor is very quick and simple. I just have to click here, one click inside the room, and automatically ArredoCAD will cover all the room with the tile that I have chosen. So let's take another one, for example, a wooden floor. Let's take, I don't know, this one, or this. Press OK, OK again, and one click in the second room. And press OK. I can also apply wall coverings. Here you have a very wide choice of wall coverings. So for example, on this wall, I enter in the wall covering archive, wallpapers. We can also insert wallpapers. Let's choose, I don't know, one of these. So let's take this one, for example, or this. Press OK. I enter in the layout 6, that is the layout for the walls. Press OK. And again, just one click and press OK. Automatically, ArredoCAD will make the cut here where there is the window. Okay, let's give a look to the 3D view. Here you can move in real time in the 3D view. I can also insert the ceiling automatically and press OK. And here I can move in my design, in my project. Okay, so now let's start to decorate this room. Here, for example, I could have a kitchen. I can also have a double view, 2D and 3D at the same time. Let's choose our working wall, this one. And now I enter in the heart of ArredoCAD, because from here you can see that you have kitchens, modern and traditional kitchens, wardrobes, bedrooms, children bedrooms, cabin wardrobe, living rooms, bathrooms, and all the products of our partners like Catalan or, I don't know, Molteni, Floss, and so on. Let's start with the kitchen. So I press OK. First of all, I choose the dimensions of my cabinet, so I can adapt my dimensions to the dimensions of the catalog of any company I work with. I can also save the configurations for each company. Let's press OK. And now I can choose the colors and the kind of door. Okay, let's take, I don't know, one door that we like, I don't know, this one, for example, double click. And so I can choose all the colors. For example, I want the structure should be a wood color. Here you have light colors, middle and dark. So here you have a very wide choice. let's take one of these. I don't know, this one. Double click. For the door, you have lacquer colors, glossy, matte. You have the RAL scale, the NCS scale, and so on. Now let's take white, glossy, lacquer color, and so on. Okay, I can change the color for each component of the kitchen. I press OK, and I start to design my kitchen. I can start from here, for example. I open the base units. I choose the height, for example, this one. I choose the depth. And here you have any kind of cabinet for the kitchen. For example, drawers and baskets. And here you have all the combinations of drawers and baskets. All the elements are parametric and you can change the dimension. We will see how to do. Let's take, I don't know, this one, double click. And now, for example, I need a base unit for hob and oven. You have a lot of models available. Let's take, I don't know, this one, double click. And then I need drawers and glass baskets. So let's take, for example, this one, double click. I also have base units for electrical appliances for the dishwasher or the washing machine, for example. Let's take this one. Let's also insert a cabinet for the sink. Okay, for example, 2 doors of 90, double click. And then I can close the base units and I can open the tall units. Here you have any kind of tall units available. For example, you choose the height, you choose the depth. Here you have furnace tall units, open tall units, for fridge, for oven, and so on. So let's take, I don't know, this one. I don't know, let's take this one, just a double click. I can also insert an open to units, for example, this one. Let's see how to change the size, the dimension of an element. It's very simple. Double click on the element, and I enter the new dimension from here. So, for example, 450. ArredoCAD doesn't stretch the element, but reveal the element on the base of the new dimension. So now I can move it in the right position. Okay, let's insert just some wall units. So I can close the two units. I open the wall units. Here you have any kind of wall units available. I insert the wall unit here. For example, here I need a plate rack double flap, for example, with a glass, double click, and so on. Okay, you have understood. Let's insert the worktop, the plinths, and electrical appliances that have been inserted automatically. So, for example, let's insert the worktop. Here you have any kind of worktop available, unicolor, laminated, wood, ceramic, granite, marble, stainless, and so on. Let's take quartz and glasses. You have any kind of profile, straight profile, bar profile, metal profile, steel profile. Let's take this one, double click. I choose the material, for example, quartz and glass. I choose the color, for example, this one. Press OK, and automatically ArredoCAD will insert, I choose the thickness, the worktop all over the kitchen. The same for the plinth. Let's insert just the plinth. I choose the color, aluminum could be fine, double click, automatic insertion. The same for the hob and the oven. So let's insert, I open here the domestic appliances. Here I have ovens. Let's take the multi-brands one, for example, this one. Here you find the ovens of IG, Bosch, Foster, Rex, Siemens, Mag, Whirlpool, and so on. Let's take Foster, for example, this one. Automatically, ArredoCAD will insert the oven in the right position inside the cabinet. And now let's also insert a cooking hobs, for example. I don't know, this one. Gas, electrical, induction, Bosch, for example. Let's take this one and press OK. Let's insert center on the base unit, of course. Okay, let's also insert the sink. So I open the sinks. Here you have any kind of sink with one bowl, two bowls, with or without the drainer. Stainless, white, black, over the top, under the top, flash with top, and so on. Let's take an example for this one. Okay, let's take one with two balls, double click, and I want it with the ball center on the base units in this case, and let's also insert the tab. So I open the tabs, we have different series, for example, JC, Quadro, Nobili, Schulte, and so on. Okay, double click. Now let's also insert the hood. Here you find the hoods. Here you find the most important Italian brands of hoods or generic hoods. For example, the hoods of Faber or Falmec, I don't know, design series, for example. Let's take this one. I can also insert an element manually. In this case, it's more practice. Okay, and here is our kitchen that we can see from here. Oh, I can already start. Okay, no, let's insert just a table before running our first render. For example, on this wall, I can change the model and I can enter, for example, in the catalog of, I don't know, Catalan. Press OK. And now I will find the products of Catalan. Let's take a table from here. So I open the tables. I have a lot of models. Briar glass, for example. Let's take this one. Manual is fine. I can also insert it on the plan view. I choose the kind of crystal, clear crystal, for example, matte graphite, for example. Okay, and I can move it in the middle of the room, more or less. And let's also insert some chair. Here you find a great deal of chairs and complements. For example, chairs, modern chairs, traditional chairs for the office, for the living room, and so on. I don't know. Let's take this one, for example, and I can insert it in my project in this way. I can also watch it from the 3D view. I can rotate the chair during the insertion in this way to save time. I'm pressing the tab from the keyboard to rotate the chair. Okay, now let's insert a light point so we will be able to run our first render. So I enter in the folder of the lighting. So I open lights. Here you have light point, you have spot, and quad light. The quad light are luminous bar with a direction downward, upward, and so on. And you can also change the size of these quad light and are very practice and helpful. You can create any kind of lighting effect with these elements. So let's insert our quad light here. I can change the size from here to here. Now I will move it up to the ceiling, of course. And with a double click, I can also set the power of this light, for example, 30, and press OK. Now I can choose a point of view for my first render. For example, this one could be fine. Okay. And now I just have to click on D-Ray. That is the rendering engine that we have developed and that is inside ArredoCAD and already optimized for the materials of ArredoCAD, so you don't need to make any kind of editing. You can do editing if you like, but it is not necessary. So let's choose the resolution, screen resolution, for example, 3D viewpoint. The environment light is the light that comes through the windows. 2 is enough because we have inserted a quad light. I press OK. Now here you see that D-Ray is loading the scene, and in a few seconds we will have a preview of our rendering. And I will show you that during the rendering process you can go on working on your design, so you don't waste time. You can save time in this way. Just a few seconds. and a preview will appear. Here is our preview. Of course, the quality of the render will improve second by second, but during this process I can go on working, and so I can go back to my main interface, and for example I could start to decorate the second room now very quickly. On this room, for example, I can change the model. Now I need a living room, modern living room. Press OK. I can choose all. I can set all the dimensions of my living room cabinets, and then I can also choose the kind of door and the colors. Okay, but now just change the color of the doors. For example, lacquer colors, glossy. I don't know, let's take one of these. Let's take something from here, for example, gray, and press OK. The insert of the cabinets is very, very simple. I can do that also from here directly in this way, so I can save time. For example, let's insert a plinth. I choose the depth of the plinth and I insert it here. For example, I want it, the length should be 2700, press enter, and then here you have any kind of modular unit. You choose the height and the depth, and if you want wooden or glass doors, and so on. Let's take, I don't know, one element from here. For example, here we have a very wide choice. Let's take this one, double click, I can insert it here. And another one could be here. Let's also insert, for example, an open unit like this one. Okay, and now let's also insert a worktop over the cabinets. For example, this one. Double click, I insert it here. The length should be 2700. I can also give a look to the 3D view, of course, in real time. Here is it. And then let's also insert some other modular unit. For example, I don't know, let's insert a wall unit that are here, for example, or let's change the height, for example, this one. Okay, let's insert, no, let's take this one. For example, a wall unit like this Vasistas one, for example. Okay, and I can insert one element here and another one here. Okay, now I can also delete the handles if I like. For example, I click here on macro, change handles, remove handles, for example, and press OK. And so on. Okay, here you have any kind of element that you can insert. For example, in the accessories you find, in the generic accessories you find hundreds of objects, like for example electronic, and you find PC, Mac, TV, Wi-Fi, lever, that is another partner. Double click just to insert the TV here. You also have these animations. Okay, you can also change the channel if you like. Okay, and for example, let's insert a sofa here. If I enter in the complements, I find a very wide choice of complements. Let's take, for example, the sofa of Moroso. Here we have a great deal of models. Let's take this one, for example. I can insert it from this wall. I don't know, let's take a corner, for example, this one. Double click. I can rotate the sofa from my keyboard. Okay, and insert it here. And the same with tables, lamps, and so on. Let's insert, let's choose also the kind of texture, for example, microfibers. Let's take, I don't know, this one, and press OK. I also want to show you how you can build your elements with ArredoCAD. You can build elements or import elements from SketchUp and 3D Studio Max. So, for example, if I want to create a very simple counter seating here over the kitchen, for example, I can use the option manually drawn element, and this is very simple to use. I just have to click here. I insert from the keyboard the length of the first side and then the length of the second one. Again. Okay. And I close my polygon and I choose the direction of a texture and the thickness, for example, 160. What I've done now, we can better understand it from the 3D view. I have created a counter ceiling. Of course, now I have to move it up to the ceiling. And this is the first example. If I have something of more complicated, for example, a round shape, for example, let's imagine to have a round counter ceiling here. Then I enter in a draw shape. This is another tool, a very simple solid modeler. I can enter the dimension of my area, working area. Apply. I can display the grid. I can also change the size of my grid. And from here, I can also create round shapes. So, for example, let's create very quickly our element, for example, something like this. Okay, and I can also create round lines in this way. I have different tools here. Now I just have to save this shape. So save. I will call it, I don't know, I will call it round shape on the desktop. Is fine. Okay. I go back to ArredoCAD, and now I just have to click on import profile from the desktop. I look for, here is it, my shape. The thickness is 160, and now I move it. I can also choose the position from the ground. That will be 2540, I think. Okay, let's move it in the right position. There is another very important tool that I want to show you. So if I enter in my living room again, I also have the components to create any kind of customized cabinet. For example, I can insert the side. I need a 5-module side, for example, double click, I will insert it here. And then I insert a ground. I choose the depth of the ground and the width. And I insert it here, and then I will insert a top. In this way, I can build my cabinet component by component, and in this way, you can create any kind of cabinet, customized cabinet. Now let's insert the shelves. So I close this, I open the shelves, I choose the depth of my shelf and the width. And automatically you see the snap, okay? Automatically the snap appear. So let's insert a shelf here and another here, and then I will insert the doors. Here you have different kind of doors, hinged doors, sliding doors, and so on, wooden doors, glass doors. Let's take a 2-module base unit like this, okay? Double click. We have the snap. I click here. I can choose if I want single door or 2 doors. I want 2 doors. Should I insert the second one? Yes. And automatically ArredoCAD will insert the door. We can also give a look in the 3D view. Here is it. If I want to close my composition with a glass doors, my cabinet, this one, for example, I can insert it here. In this case, I want one door, and here is the cabinet, okay? So in this way, you can create any kind of customized cabinet, and you can also import elements from SketchUp, for example. Let's make just an example. Let's choose this wall, and now I click on the SketchUp icon, browse. I can download my files in a folder, and then I can import them. For example, a character lamp, open. And then once I have imported the first time, I can save it in my user archive, so I don't have to import it all the times, but just the first one. Okay, let's insert my lamp on the ceiling, and let's move it over the table. And let's see the lamp in the 3D view. Here is it. Okay, in the meanwhile, our rendering is going on, okay? You can see that after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it's not finished, okay? Because I have to wait some more minutes, but the array is very easy to use and also very fast, okay? And this is a high resolution picture. Let's also see the last feature of ArredoCAD that I want to show you today. That is the technical prints, very important. Automatically, ArredoCAD creates all the technical prints of your project. So, for example, I want to see the plan and the front view. I press OK. I can choose the direction of my prints, and automatically ArredoCAD creates you the technical print of the plan view with all the dimensions inserted automatically by ArredoCAD. The technical prints for each elevation view, for each wall, with all the dimensions of the kitchen, of the living room, and so on. You also have a preview of the layout of the worktop with the holes for the cooking hob and the sink, and a layout of the plinth, this one. You can export these prints in PDF, JPG, or WMF file, Windows Meta file. And automatically, ArredoCAD also provides you with a list of all the elements that you have used in your project. Here is it. So you could also insert prices, and you will get a quotation for your client. Okay, this is the preview with the description of the articles that you have inserted in your project, the quantities, the price, the total amount, and so on. Okay, let's save this list. Of course, ArredoCAD has a lot of functions, a lot of features, but this was just a quick panoramic of the main ones. Through Novedge, you will be able to try ArredoCAD for 30 days for free, so you could find out the other features and how easy and quick ArredoCAD is to create your decorated spaces. So I think that we can stop here our presentation, also to let some minutes if there are questions. So
yes, thank you, Marco. That was great. So we're sticking around for some questions. Don't be shy. Actually, here's a question. So you said you can import from SketchUp, and what other CAD solutions you can use with ArredoCAD?
You can also import from 3D Studio Max.
Okay, perfect. Good. I hope that answered your questions. If you have
import, yes, you can also import layouts or plans in DWG and DXF from AutoCAD. This is very important also.
Right, right. No, that's
Yes.
fantastic. Looks amazing. Render engine, VR, huge library. I mean, we're impressed. And as Marco said, you can have a go with the free trial. I would urge everybody to download it and play around with it. And if you really like it, like we think you will, you can come back to Novedge and take advantage of the discount that's going on right now and for the next 2 weeks. So check it out. I don't see any more questions, Marco. I think your presentation made us all speechless. I'm going to take back the screen and I'll keep an eye open for questions just in case somebody has a last minute inquiries. But in the meantime, I'm going to take the screen back and show everybody where the product page is and what it looks like on our page at novedge.com. So thank you for attending, first of all. And here's what the product page of ArredoCAD looks like. There's videos, there's information, there's a 30% off discount. And this is the page where you would go to download your trial. There's a download tab. You click on it, and it takes you to the direct download. Very easy. You can have it for free for 30 days, play around, have fun, and then come back to us to take ArredoCAD home for 30% off. This is a great deal, and not just for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We extended it. This is all I have to say about ArredoCAD. I hope you come back, and I hope you enjoy today's presentation. You can always follow Novedge on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Instagram. We always put out last-minute deals, so it's good to be informed. Next week, we'll have a presentation about power surfacing for SolidWorks, if that's your thing. And I've recorded today's presentation, so go back, show it to your colleagues, go on YouTube, and we'll be there uploaded as early as this afternoon. Thanks again, Marco. And
thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And Barbara, for your presentation.
Great. Looking forward to people reaching back to us and tell us we want it. Let's go. There was really a need in the interior designer market for a tool as complete as ArredoCAD. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.